Okay, so today in this video, I'll be showing you guys some tips and tricks I used to pass my driving theory test on my first try with only 4 hours of revision. So for a bit of context, I did my driving test on the 13th of June and I got a 46 out of 50 on the multiple choice and a 59 out of 75 on the hazard perception. And honestly, I think anyone can pass this test with only 5 hours of revision because it's really not as hard as people make it out to be. And all you really need to do is just revise a few key areas and you'll be good for the test. So for my preparation, I used two main things. Firstly is the UK Driving Theory Test Kit app, and the second is a bunch of YouTube videos to speed up my learning, which I'll all link down below in the description. So basically what happens is that you go to your local test center with your provisional driving license ID, and they basically take all your electronics off you and tell you to put it in a locker, and after searching you, they take you to a small room with some other people where you take the test. So the multiple choice part of the test took me about 20 to 30 minutes to finish, and the hazard perception took me about 15 minutes for the 14 questions. And out of those 14 questions, all are going to have at least one hazard, except one question which will have two hazards. So you need to stay really cautious even if you think you've already spotted out the hazard for a particular question. So you'll have around 1 hour and a half for the whole test, but there's no worries because if you finish early, you can always just leave and go to the front and they'll print out your result for you. So on the 2024 Driving Theory Test Kit app, the first thing I did was go through all the road signs. This is really the most important thing, and the first thing you should do is just revise all the road signs because this is something that's always going to come up in the test. So after going through all the road signs, I found some similar patterns between them, and I decided to just take one mock test to see how far away I was from passing just with the road sign knowledge I got and common sense. And surprisingly, I managed to get 37 out of 50. Even though that's not a pass, that is really good for the first time because you're literally above halfway through. So that kind of shows there's no need to worry if you have a test in a few days or a few weeks, because just with common sense, you can get above 50% on your first try. So the first thing you need to do is master all the road sign patterns. For example, colors. So all the red signs indicate a prohibition, and all blue signs are positive instructions and reminders. For example, mini roundabout up ahead or minimum speed limit. So the second road sign pattern is shapes. All the circle signs with a red outline are commands or orders, while all the triangle signs with a red outline are warnings. There's only one hexagon sign, which means stop. So if you get a question that talks about a hexagon sign covered in snow, your answer should be it means to stop, even if you can't see the stop on the sign because of the snow. Also, there's only one upside down triangle sign, which means give way to the people already on the road. So the same snow concept question could be applied here. There's a really good video I found on road signs which talk about all the patterns and lists all the road signs in the UK, so I'll definitely link that down below in the description for you guys. So there are still questions you really need to revise for apart from the road signs. For example, the essential documents like the MOT and insurance and all that document stuff, and how cars towing trailers have increased or reduced speed limits on different roads. There's also some other basic stuff you just need to know. For example, you need to stay 2 seconds away from the guy driving in front of you on a dry day and 4 seconds away from the guy driving in front of you on a wet day. You also need to know about how ice and water affects the stopping speeds. So ice affects your stopping speed by 10 times and then water affects your stopping speed by 2 times. So after doing some general revision and watching some YouTube videos on road signs and stuff like that, you need to start doing mock test questions because this is the most important part of how to pass this test with only 5 hours of revision. You just need to spam out questions. Every test you do, after you do the test, go through the questions you failed and then just focus on those. So you keep doing tests, keep going through the questions you failed, and eventually it will all start coming together and you'll start remembering the answers for questions. So I found it really easy to just find the answer for questions because they come up so often, and even if you don't really know the answer, you can kind of just narrow it down from the options because it's multiple choice. So it shouldn't really be an issue after doing multiple mock tests. So as you do more and more mock tests, you'll find out more general facts like what gear you need to use to go up and down hills, and how the minimum tread depth for tires is 1.6 millimeters. Yes, so for this multiple choice section, once you've learned all the road signs and document essential stuff, all you really need to do is just spam out the mock test questions until you like learn and remember more of these general facts. Now, for the hazard perception part of this test, I pretty much didn't study at all for this part of the test because I kind of found a trick to always get a high score in each of the question sections. So basically, you can't click too many times or in a certain pattern because you'll just get 0 because the AI will like detect that you're trying to cheat. I think the maximum amount of clicks you can do per video is 14. I'm not too sure about that, or 12. But yeah, and in each video, there's like a score bracket that you want to click within. And if you click too early, you're going to get 0 points because you missed the whole bracket. And if you click too late, you're going to get a low score, which you don't want to get. You want to get a 5 or 4. So what I would do is that I would click once early when I see an upcoming hazard, and then 1 second later, I'll click, and then 1 second later, I'll click one last time. So I'm kind of guaranteed in the score bracket. And the good part about this is that the computer will give you the highest score you clicked within the bracket. So even if you click once at 4 and you click the third time at 2, you'll still get 4 for that exact video. So I tried this 3-click method multiple times on the app, and it worked perfectly because I was always getting between 60 and 75 out of 75. Although in the test, I was a bit too complacent and I missed a whole hazard. So make sure you stay cautious. But I still managed to get 59 out of 75 just because of this 3-click method. Yes, so don't really think too much about the theory test. You don't need to invest too much time and money into apps and all this other stuff like websites. All you really need to do is just keep doing mock test questions for the multiple choice till you're consistently getting above 44 out of 50. And then for the hazard perception, just kind of perfect this 3-click method cheat code. And I guarantee you will get above 44 out of 50 and you'll get above 60 out of 75 on the hazard perception. So as I've said many times before, I'll link all the materials I used to prepare down below in the description. And I wish you guys the best of luck on your upcoming driving theory test. And don't forget to drop a like down below if you've gotten any value from this video. Thanks.